Htwow July, Season 7. Go, Dave.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for finding Htwow, otherwise known as High Tea with Old Waver, a monthly pod of Toby and myself entertaining ourselves and playing music for one another. And it's like you're one of our buds. You're just hanging out with us as we get tanked. Tanked, I tell you. Because I'm tanked right now. I'm trying to get through this.
You're doing great.
But two things I would like to tell you before we get to this month's jams is if you go to oldwaver.com, that is kind of our clearinghouse of information. That's our website where you can browse old episodes. You can see all the playlists. You can browse by artist, etc. But also you can click on merch, and you can look at all of the fine stuff with our beautiful logo on it if you want to rep us in your town. And then also, if you click on Premium, that will take you to our Patreon page, or you can go to patreon.com/htwow. And there you will find the After Dark. It is a now on hiatus, behind the paywall podcast, but there are 54 episodes, actually 53, because I think we scrubbed one because of circumstances beyond our control.
Exactly.
So there are 53 back episodes. There's also a end of year playlist from last year, and there soon will be a summer, or maybe a summer/fall playlist that I promised on the last pod and I've made zero progress on. But you still need to send me jams, Toby, to include.
I know. I'm going to send them. It's been busy.
Okay, I know. Don't complain at me.
Life is busy.
But if you enjoy this pod and you wish there was more, of course, we have all of our regular episodes, 82 before this one of the Reg Pod, but there also are 53 episodes of the After Dark. So if you need more Toby in your life, then please go to our Patreon page and subscribe for as little as $2 a month, and you get access to all those back episodes. And then as soon as you're done listening, you can just cancel, or you can just let it ride because you love us so much and you want us to have a little extra scratch. But either way, we thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy this month's episode. But yeah, I finished it. So if I sound like I'm wasted, I'm one swirl and one TBD in. I do have one more swirl in the freezer, so I might go get that here in a minute.
You got a swirl in the freezer?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Golly, man.
Came in a little Ziploc.
COVID was great.
Yeah. Aside from all the people that died, the fact that it got us to go margaritas kind of almost made it worth it.
Is it an even Steven on that?
I mean, it depends on if you knew anyone who died.
Mm-hmm.
But if not,
even then, is it sort of like
how were they old already, or
man, margaritas? Like, where are we on this? I can do like this.
roses.
Pretty good.
Ning, ning, ning.
You still can't touch my roses. I touch roses. I touch
Roses.
Man, they have some panning going on.
I know, it sounds awesome.
I didn't realize that at the time.
My touch, my touch, my touch.
I touch roses.
What's up, guys? I hope you're touching your rose right now. Celebrating a belated July 2024 episode of Htwow. We're trying to get on time. We really are. One day we will. But this is Htwow episode 83. Htwow, of course, means high tea with old waver. It's an acronym. It's very clever.
Mm-hmm.
And high tea stands for Toby. Say hi, Toby.
Hi, Toby.
Toby is fancy. So his friends call him high tea.
I'm sure there were some other things involved with that as well, but there's no reason to get into that.
But it has nothing to do with testosterone because,
Oh, that's what I thought it... Is that not what it is?
like, if we did a blood panel, your estrogen and your testosterone would probably be about level.
That's nice of you to say.
I mean, I'm not saying that
Yeah.
you have like an excess of estrogen. I'm just saying it's probably equal.
Yeah, I would think you'd go higher on the other side, but that I see that you were being kind, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I was being kind in my own way.
Yes.
And then the old waver part, of course, is me. I am Dave, a.k.a. Old Waver. I am at Old Waver on Twitter, or X, as Elon wants us to call it. And you are at Toby Pipes on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we do this podcast on the monthly, whenever we get around to it. And it is a song swap and a beer swap. And if this is your first time joining us, we appreciate it. And if you are a regular, then we really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us and being our friend and listening to us ramble on about nonsense and introducing you to old jams like that one
Yeah.
and new jams like the ones we're going to play on the pod today. So that, of course, was Book of Love, I Touch Roses. And
Did you ever see them?
no, I never did see them. Let's see, that was 86, that album, self-titled album.
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a good one.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see them on accident. Like, I knew that they were going to play. But they opened up on the Black Celebration tour.
Oh, I think maybe we've talked about that before.
Yeah. I'm sure they didn't open up everywhere, but in the South maybe. I don't know. But they were they were on this leg of the tour, and it was so funny because they gave them like a strip of the stage in front because of their big black curtain that hung in front of all their stuff. You can't really like, hey guys, for the opening band, we'll push our stuff back when you're Depeche Mode. You don't. What you get is what you get. And so they lined up 4 across, which they could do, and it actually ended up being pretty cool look.
Yeah, I mean, they were very, they had the look. They were very fashionable. 3 chicks and a dude.
Mm-hmm. And when she's singing this song, because it was this song and that song, Boy, those were the 2 ones that are the 2 songs that were on KRBE in Houston at the time, so everyone knew it, so it was kind of cool that they were there, but they didn't really have like a whole stage, like a whole show going on, so they didn't need a lot. And it was her just walking back and forth, and they all played the tunes, but during the Roses one, she threw out roses, and that was a big deal.
Such a big deal. I didn't realize they were from Philly.
They're from Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were English. That's funny.
I know. I was totally shocked to find out that they weren't.
Yeah, but yeah, what a gig for them.
Yeah. So, if you are unfamiliar with Book of Love, check them out. They Magdaliani, that was on Pretty in Pink, right?
I don't know.
Isn't that one? I thought that was.
I don't think so.
Huh.
Maybe it was.
We'll cut that out if it was wrong.
If it's right, we'll go, yes, that was right. Maybe it was. What? The Book of Love had a song on Pretty in Pink?
I'm looking. Hold on.
I mean, it easily could have been in the movie, but maybe not on the soundtrack.
Okay. So it was
a John Hughes thing?
Yeah, it was John Hughes, but not Pretty in Pink. It was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, okay. They were in that?
Well, I think it was an instrumental version.
Yeah, but that's that's cool. That's a stretch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway.
Yeah. So they've done some things. I don't see their name pop up a lot on like, I don't know, like one of those festivals in California or wherever that it's all the 80s bands, and maybe they just don't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still active.
Yeah. Well, good for, they'll be active now. We just put them back on the map.
It says that they got back together in 2013 and they are still going. But
good.
But yeah, I've not seen their name pop up on those festivals or
maybe we'll put them
coming through town
on the Htwow Festival.
Well, that would be great if they would like to play Dallas or College Station. Mm-hmm. And headline our first festival. Well,
they can't headline. We have a lot of bands on this day.
Well, if they're the first to sign up, then we can tell them that they're headlining.
Yeah, whoever's first. That's what we'll tell every band that y'all are headlining, and none of them will.
So anyway, we like to play a classic to bring it in and close it out, and so that's what we picked for this month. And as I said, it's a song swap and a beer swap. Back in the day, we used to do this in Toby's College Station studio, where he is, but I am in Dallas. We are remote this time. And so I did not bring beer to Toby's. I did not visit our beer sponsor, but I do want to give them a little bit of love. Thank you for being you, Good Friend Package. Woo. They're at 1155 PV Avenue in Far East Dallas, Casa Linda. And please go see them. They are such good dudes, Matt and Josh. And, of course, go to Good Friend Burger Bar and Beer Garden as well, because they are staples in that neighborhood. They are an institution on that side of town, and they do great things. And one day we'll go visit them and get free beer from them, but not today. And today I'm double fisting. I have delivery margs that I got with my dinner, but I also have my new fascination are cannabis infused beverages, and so I have the brand is called TBD because it's a combination of THC and CBD, so they call it TBD.
Wow.
It's a Brooklyn-based company.
Brooklyn.
And this is green tea lemonade, and it has 10 milligrams of THC and 20 milligrams of CBD.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's good stuff.
Did you bring this from California?
No, you know what? You can get this via mail.
Oh, you got it in the mail?
I went to their website and I ordered it, and it was shipped to my front door.
Man.
It's weird. We're living in wild times where things that shouldn't be legal, for some reason, there are loopholes that make them legal.
Yeah, man, the future's amazing. Mm-hmm. And we're living in it.
So that is what I'm drinking. So if I get a little loopy towards the end of the pod, that's why.
It's all right. I'll combat it with Four Roses whiskey.
That's your jam, the Four Roses.
God, I love a Four Roses.
So, if this is your first time, I play 2 songs and Toby plays 2 songs, and we kind of we surprise each other with what we're going to play. We like to introduce one another to new stuff, as well as you guys who are listening. And I always get to go first, and I have something. Well, I couldn't really find anything that went with what I'm about to play. Mm-hmm. You know, I sometimes I try to do 2 things that are similar, like 2 synth pop bands or 2 shoegaze bands or 2 indie bands, whatever, chick singers, I don't know. But there's nothing quite like this first thing I'm going to play. So I decided to play Polar Opposites. And so I'll talk more about the second band when we get there. But the first band is a band from Ireland. They are a trio. They're a rap trio.
Okay.
And the name of the group is called Kneecap.
I'm pretty sure that's where rap was invented.
In Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is a fascinating story, but I don't want to bore you with it now. I want you to hear the song. And I just got back from Cowboys training camp with my day job, The Ticket.
Mm-hmm. Did you make the team?
No, I got cut first day.
It's okay.
But we had every intention. I brought my USB microphone out to California with me. Yeah. And we had several false starts to try and record the pod while I was out there. One time we actually did connect, but I was on a brewery rooftop, and it was so loud and so windy, it was impossible. You couldn't hear anything I was saying.
Yeah, it sounded like Live Aid was behind you.
Yeah, and then a couple other nights, by the time I got done with the show and with dinner and got back to the room, it was just too late. Because, I'm on Pacific time, you're on Central time. So that's why we're a little bit late, is that we had every intention of doing it when I was out there in California and releasing it, at least, if not by the end of July, very early August. But, things happen. So, but the reason I bring that up is that I was out there with one of my Ticket cohorts, a fine gentleman by the name of Donovan Lewis, and he is a hip-hop expert, and we went to practice one day, and I was driving us back and forth, and on the way back I told him, I said, I want to play something for you, and I want to record your reaction, because I wanted to see what a true hip-hop aficionado thought of Irish hip-hop, Irish rappers. And he had just come back from a trip from Ireland. Mm-hmm. He had gone and visited the Emerald Isle, so he at least was predisposed to like it just because he loved Ireland so much. But after we play this, we'll get his reaction, and I also want to get your reaction, and then I want to tell you about how I discovered them and how the world is about to discover them. Like, we are not necessarily breaking them because they're about to be broken all by their own selves.
Nah, it'll take us.
So this is Kneecap, the first jam on the July episode of Htwow, and the song is entitled Sick in the Head.
2 bags of straight is the same price as an hour with a therapist. No wonder we're all fucked up.
I tell you what, Maria, so that's a great point.
I got a point to be proven to myself. Sitting too long, getting moldy on the shelf, cause I'm too far gone when it comes to mental health. Rather be sick in the head with a little bit of wealth. Time I tend to write a glotty call it stranchera. Martin can do yan and they need to sit down chera. I get relaxed and knock, get shit we can't check out. Never go live by your gas, take a show with my
Shasiki to your dogun, yeah, they're doing it to you constantly. An individual is surely what you want to be. You're born to stand out, live your fantasy before they eat you up, especially out the laugh at you. Van sucker, BG, Grasakis, clean it off, land mucker. They'll be pushed back, but relax, sucker. Cause shoulders real set, they heal it to on, brother.
It's a philosophy, me legum don't do more real. Go to fame, urban ear, heal a tie, urban TV, Steve, to be a fact of me. Because Kabira, Talatolo is always how it's meant to be. So got your cogger. Clean out hands, now here's the hand fucker. The Hagen shit tosser, Murray Hagen tosser. There's no shit at the coster, so talk chance score. Never seen these fosser. I got a point to be proven to myself. Sitting too long, getting moody on the shelf. Cause I'm too far gone when it comes to mental health. But I be sick in the head with a little bit of wealth. Now my tend to fight a glotty call it stranchera. My time can do yan and they need to sit down chera. I get relaxed and knock, get shit we can't check out. Never go to pay a gas, like a show in my
I prayed to the devil, let me be rich instead. He said,
you'll no longer be scared, but you'll be sick in the head. Nive too real, so shrajana. I'll go get to be fiber. You want this for naginus of rest when you're paid?
Yes.
You're a ma cunt makara.
Soon I'll be back for a fat loan tomorrow. That's me never getting dressed, depressed and always para. Throwing tantrums in my mansion, am I embarrassed?
Nah. Gak chance kom ik get the bugger mirror. Neil and dirt, my delums is macabre. Earth spray, insecure, no more smoking till it's all done, all gone. No hard magic till it's all known. But we're making up our own laws. Never getting worried about our own flaws. Fuck a real job, we make our own bob. Kneecap, tree cap, we're our own gods. I got a point to be proven to myself. Sitting too long, getting moody on the shelf. Cause I'm too far gone when it comes to mental health. But I be sick in the head with a little bit of wealth. I'm a chin to fight a glotty call it stranchera. My time can do yan and they need to sit down chera. I get relaxed and knock, get shit we can't check out. Never go to pay a gas, like a show in my
Yeah, that's, it's kind of like the Streets a little bit.
Yeah.
But also has a little bit of the vibe of, I know it's kind of Irish anyway, but the Boston, the guy that jump across the ceiling, who's that?
Oh, House of Pain?
Yeah, it has a little bit of that in there. With
right.
During the verses, there's a little of that going on in there. So that's, it's good. I thought that you were about to play some metal thing when it said Kneecap. I wasn't expecting, But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the deal is they're from Belfast, and the three guys are Mo Chara, Moglai Bap, and DJ Provai.
Okay.
And so I don't know if you could tell, but they're not rapping entirely in English. They're switching between English and Irish, like, Gaelic or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so I first became aware of them. I saw a thing that Noel Gallagher said that they were his favorite thing that he saw at Glastonbury, that he thought he was going to hate them, and then he ended up loving them. And so their deal is that they're Irish Republicans. And so in Ireland, that means that they are for Irish independence. They want Ireland to reunify with Northern Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland proper to... join with Northern Ireland and not be part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, they want to
Yeah.
be independent from the UK.
Yeah.
And that's part of why they are rapping in Irish is, they're protecting their heritage, right? And so as I learned more about them, they just put out their second record. It's called Fine Art. And they also have a biopic coming out.
Okay.
It's a full-on movie. Like one of the guys, I don't know which guy, his dad in the movie is played by Michael Fassbender, like famous actor.
Okay.
And so it's like a dramatized biopic. They're taking dramatic license.
Yeah, they're overdoing it. I get it.
Yeah. But they're basically playing themselves as like drug dealers and hoodlums that end up hooking up with this social worker, and the social worker encourages them to pursue music. And then when they get into music, they want to continue to rap in Irish, and everybody who listens to them is upset because they want them to rap in English. And so it's like a power struggle. Like all of these label people and all of these authority figures are trying to hold them down because like just rapping in Irish is like an act of defiance, right?
I guess.
And so, yeah, you need to watch the trailer because it looks really funny, and they're nuts. Like one of the dudes, I don't know which, I have no idea which guy is which, but one of them, he raps, he performs in a ski mask that is like the Irish flag.
Okay.
Yeah, they're insane, and it struck a chord with me. I just really, really enjoyed it, and I listened to the whole thing. And it's hit or miss. Like not all of it is great, but there is actually a tie to last month's Htwow, as they do have a song, and they have a guest vocal from the singer of Fontaines DC.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it all kind of works together. But yeah, the fact that they have this movie coming out, and it premiered at Sundance, and it's getting Oscar buzz. Like people are saying it's a really, really excellent movie. And I saw an article, like an interview with the guys, and they said that they saw some quotes from people saying that, wow, these actors actually can rap. And they were like, no, it's actually these rappers can act.
Okay, so it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's played for laughs, but it's also, it's also political. It's also about that struggle for independence in Ireland. So I thought it was really fascinating. And there's also another tune. I want to play just a little clip. And I guess this song, they've had this song for a while.
Okay.
Because I think it appeared on their first record as well. So before I played Donnie's reaction, I want to play the song that I actually played for him first. So the song that I played for him first was, and I don't even know how, because this is in Irish. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's I Bifiacha Linny. IBHFIACHALINNE.
Ibifatelen.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it samples 808 State. And so I thought that was cool, and I thought you would dig that. But then I played it for Donnie, and it kind of threw him a little bit.
Okay,
and you'll
I'm guessing he doesn't know 808 State, maybe.
No, he has no idea. So after I played him this and I got his reaction, then I played him Sick in the Head, and he was like, I like that better. And I said, okay, I'll play Sick in the Head on the pod, but I didn't want to get a second reaction from him. So
Right.
this is his pure first reaction to Kneecap, but let's play a little bit of this song just to give you some context before we play Donnie.
Nice.
And he caught this fucking pebbles, man. He's getting fucking done. Oh, fuck, here comes that don't pay up. They make me do bad stuff. Try make me look like a city boy without them paying enough. Oh, fuck, here comes that don't pay up. They make me do bad stuff. Try make me look like a city boy without them paying enough. It's coming along compared to on one truck or a couple of grand boat ban. I'll be at the front door, the three shadows.
So you get the idea of how they kind of
Man, I love that.
how they kind of EQ that riff, that
Golly.
808 State cubic riff, and they add the beats to it, and it's super aggressive. And so here's what Donnie had to say after he heard that. 3, 2, 1. Okay, Donnie, you just heard Kneecap. What's your reaction?
I was a little worried about it in the first 5 or 10 seconds, like it didn't have anything like a beat or anything. But then it came around. Now, if I could understand what the hell they were saying, I think I'd be okay with it. But it kind of reminds me of the house music sometimes they play in the Vegas club. That kind of gets inside my chest and it just beats and never ever gets out.
Right.
So that has that kind of feel to it, right?
Thick and thumping.
Like it just feels like it's just trying to hit so hard, but it has a little something to it. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy the tune again. I'm just glad it got outside the first 10 or 15 seconds. I thought I was going to have to tell you to turn that S off.
Okay. And so they were speaking like half in Gaelic, and that threw you off?
Yes, because I heard a couple of words I understood and then some that I didn't. Kind of like when my wife gets mad at me and she speaks real fast. I can understand every other word. That's about how that went right there. But, yeah, I just got back from Ireland, so I thought I can identify with it. Don't know if I can. I don't know if my true Irish roots will let me grab a hold of it just yet. But give me 2 or 3 more listens, and I might say it's okay.
But at this point, it's too much of a culture clash for you?
Yeah, it's too much of reminds me of the house music that gives me a headache and gets on my damn nerves, so I'd be out.
All right, man. So, yeah, I think I did initially pick the wrong tune for someone who has no history with rave culture and 808 State.
But also, he is right. It is house music. I mean, that's what was going on there. Like, it's rave stuff. I mean, he's calling it house music, but it's rave music. But it's, I guess, with that beat in the background and all that, it could be both. But he is right. I can see how that, if he doesn't like that kind of stuff, I could see where that would bug him. Like, the other tune was straight, kind of street rap thing. Like the band Street, the guy Streets.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar, I guess this was this late 90s or early aughts when Streets was a thing?
Golly, maybe like 98 first ever?
Yeah.
Maybe early aughts. Maybe early aughts Streets came on. But he's taking it from like House of Pain and stuff like that too. It's the other song is more straightforward. That one is more of a dance club jam and there's rap over it.
Right. Streets was English though.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different, in that it was and it's been so long since I listened to Streets, and I remember that first album was huge.
It's just a lot of fast words and story real quick. Like they're just telling you.
It's a lot to take in, and I didn't like it as much as I like the Kneecap stuff, just because I think the Kneecap stuff they have more of a sense of humor, and it's just more insane.
Right. But no, I do. I like it, but I also see where Donnie's coming from. If you don't like house music and rave stuff, that might not have been the first song to play first. Yeah,
Donnie is Captain Vegas, but and I've never had the opportunity to go to the club with Donnie.
Like, where is the club in Vegas? Like, where is that?
Well, I think last time he stayed when we were there for the Super Bowl. He stayed an extra couple days after the rest of us had left because he had friends that were coming in town.
Golly.
And there's a place in Vegas called Resort World, and I guess that's the hot club. It's like a dance club, bottle service, high end.
Okay.
Velvet ropes, and you got your table and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, one day maybe Donnie will take me out on the town in Vegas, and I can see what real Vegas nightlife is like. But I guess he likes the scene, but he doesn't like the music. Anyway, so that's Kneecap. Check out the trailer on. I'm not going to try and play a clip of a movie trailer on a podcast, but I would suggest familiarizing yourself with Kneecap because they are seriously about to blow up.
Golly, you threw us a curveball here at the beginning.
I know.
It's like I want to hear about camp.
I will talk about it before my next jam because my opposite jam from Kneecap actually has a tangential relation to camp.
Golly, I can tell you've been hanging out with Bob if you say tangential.
Sorry.
It's okay, but let's not use words like that.
Let's get to your jam.
Okay.
Let's get momentum going.
Yeah, let's change the mood a little bit. It's still a little bit of summer left.
Hell yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, if I'm gonna play something and I want it to involve summer and a pool, I want the band to be called Somersault. And I want the song to be called Poolside.
Okay, so not Poolside the band.
It's not Poolside the band. This is where it threw me off. It threw me off because I thought from my street team that sent me this song that I thought they were... Because I read it wrong. I read it, Poolside has a song called Somersault.
Right,
No.
so you were kind of like blowing it off like, you think I don't know about Poolside?
Come on. I think we played Poolside enough. No. Somersault, which I don't know if you get it, but somersault is also like a gymnastics move.
Yeah, so is it spelled like the gymnastics move or is it spelled like summer, the season?
It's spelled summer and salt.
Like SALT?
Yeah, it's like that's where they've made it clever. See what I'm saying?
Is it all one word?
No. They're called somersault. And they might be from Texas. Or they live in Texas now. They're one of those bands that didn't tell us how they got to Texas, but they're in Texas now. Doesn't matter. Let's play the song and then we'll discuss them after.
I love it.
Somersault with the song Poolside on Htwow.
Meet me over by the poolside, baby. I just wanna hold your hand. The water's warm here, and it feels alright. Meet me over at the rooftop, baby. I just wanna dance the night away with you in my arms now. Drift off our hearts floating like clouds, and it feels alright. I'll be right there if it makes you happy. I love you 100, that's all the time. You'll be right there if it makes me happy. Through every season, that's all the time. Poolside, baby. Let me show you how I hoop and watch me score every point now. Win the game to your heart now. We're in a league of our own now, and it feels alright. I'll be right there if it makes you happy. I love you 100, that's all the time. You'll be right there if it makes me happy. Through every season, that's all the time. And I could spend my days with you under the stars. I'd love to spend my days holding you in my arms. I'll be right there. Love you 100, that's all the time. You'll be right there. Love you 365, and I could spend my days with you under the stars. I'd love to spend my days holding you in my arms.
What do you think of that?
That's fun. That's the only word I can think of.
It's good. It's a throwback, of course.
It was very retro at the beginning, but then as it went on, it got a little bit more modern.
Yeah. And it's basically two dudes, and they, you know how it is with bands these days, they will not give you any information. But they live in Austin now, and I think this might be one of the first records they put out where their touring band might have played on the record with them. I can't really tell on the thing. But, yeah. They seem to have a cool thing going on, and people are into them. They got a vibe.
I mean, the name Somersault really does fit. Mm-hmm. And it's clever. And it's search engine optimized.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're early September, I think they're doing a Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio kind of run thing going on, and some other dates too. So if you want to see what Somersault's about, go check them out.
I dig that.
I mean, they're not super local, but it's sort of local.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if they are, but it's a bonus that they are.
Yeah, let's go, Texas.
Come on, Austin. I just want Austin to keep it weird, and I feel like Somersault is doing their part.
They are. Also a gymnastics move.
Yes. You know, I was thinking last night as I was looking at my baby monitor, looking at my 7-month-old son, and thinking about the olden days, thinking about how just at the drop of a hat I would just drive to Austin to see a show, or to hang out with friends, or to go to South by Southwest or whatever. And it just seems like lifetimes ago. But I miss Austin. Those were good days.
Good times.
Austin's grown up like all of us. I mean, it's a completely different town now, but it's still cool. It's still cool. It's just, it's not as rough around the edges anymore.
No, it's not.
And it's so crowded. So
crowded. And it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Hey, we're all expensive now.
Well, that's why you're high tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I used the word fun to describe Somersault, and that was the key word at Cowboys training camp. For those of you who are not ticket listeners, we go to Cowboys training camp every summer. the entire station. So all 4 shows were there at the same time. The show I work on, the Hardline, we were there a little bit before. So we were there for like 10 days. The rest of the guys were there for a week. But that was the key word of the week for me, was fun, because I made sure, and I got tickets for everybody who wanted to go, and we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. And every time we would go out, I would always make sure that I got the most fun drink on the menu.
Okay.
Whether it was frozen or just fruity and delicious.
You just went for the fun drink.
Yeah, I was in search of fun the entire week. And I think it paid off. I think we had a really good time out there. And, you know, I'm not like I'm not one of those guys who denigrates Texas and, you know, because we have so many California transplants that come to Texas. And to me, it's a little weird. Like, I understand that California is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I go out there, I have such a good time, and I love being so close to the ocean, and it makes me want to live there. But I also love where I live, and I also love our little neighborhood here. So, you know, I'm torn. Like, I like to think about the future and think about, man, if I could afford to one day, you know, maybe 10 years from now,
mm-hmm.
could I be like retired guy that, you know, is just chilling on the beach and being a stay-at-home dad? Wouldn't that be awesome?
It'd be cool. Did you surf at all?
No, I'm not a surfer, bro.
Well, I think you kind of need to figure that out, right?
Yeah, maybe one day. The water's cold out there, you know, because we're in like, we stay in Ventura.
You got a wetsuit it.
Yeah, you definitely need a wetsuit.
Have you ever put on a wetsuit?
No. I would be afraid that I would not be able to get back out.
Out of the wetsuit.
Yeah, that I would just be so sucked in there that it would be, they'd have to cut it off me like paramedics.
Or just leave it on.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But while I was out there, and while I thought we were going to do the pod while I was out there, I was at a loss on what my second tune was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stumbled across this song, and I did a little digging, and come to find out that this band, Gardens and Villa, are actually from Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Which
so
is
they're
just
rich.
Which is just north of Ventura, and which is where we fly in. The Santa Barbara airport is the greatest airport in the United States.
Do you love that airport?
It's so great. It's just the perfect airport. There's only like 5 gates, and it's like a looks like a Spanish mission, and rather than an airport.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. And there's less traffic. You know, coming from LAX is terrible, but driving south from Santa Barbara is just magical. Going down the 101.
It really is.
Driving by all the golf courses and polo fields. But so anyway, I found out that they were from Santa Barbara, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, because it is the exact opposite of Kneecap. This is they're kind of I don't know. They're kind of electronic. They're kind of indie, but they're also a little bit folky.
So like you.
Yeah. And I've lost track of them. They came out in 2011, and I was aware of their first 2 records, their self-titled debut, and then their second record in 2014 called Dunes. And I've always liked them, But like I said, I lost track of them. And then as I was digging around for something to play on the pod, I saw that they just put out a single. I don't know if they have a new full length on the way, because this is just a single track. It's not even like a A-side and a B-side. It's just a single song, but it's called Back to the Garden. And it is seriously so chill and kind of nerdy. And it is an exact opposite of Kneecap, and I thought that it was a nice juxtaposition, if I can use another stupid word.
Man, those are big words.
Well, and I'm getting to the point where I can't pronounce them, so
okay.
Let's go ahead and play the jam so I can stop talking.
Okay. Back to the Garden
by Gardens and Villa.
It's hard to remember day now, but night will bring a change of weather. You've become my shelter, keeping me calm. Loud noise, white lights and crash of thunder. Nighttime out in the stars up midnight, smell the rain in your hair, footsteps, heart beating, crash pulls me under. You've become my shelter, keeping me warm, flashlights, running away from the thunder. Let's go back to the garden. Back
So you can see how that would fit if you're driving along the coast or you're walking along the Strand or
So
just,
nice.
just kind of just chilling in Cali.
Yeah. If you don't have pet sounds, you play that.
Yeah. So the main dude is a guy named Chris Lynch. And so he is the guitar player, the singer, and the flautist. When was the last time you heard a good flute solo?
Okay, that... I'll be honest. I thought that was a Mellotron flute thing. So he actually played that.
Yeah, no, he actually played the flute. Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like a Mellotron thing. You know, like a flute. I mean, Mellotrons are flute samples of the actual flute thing on tape. So there seemed to be a little delay going on. So I thought that was like a Mellotron flute solo. But he actually played that. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they're, I guess, a 5-piece. They, have I guess, 2 keyboard players, a bass player, and a drummer in addition to the frontman guy. So,
Wow.
yeah, but
Gardens and Villa. How many records? What do they have? Let me look.
they have 4 records, but I'm only familiar with the first 2.
Okay, so
And-
they've only been around for a little bit.
Like 15 years or so.
Jeez, 15 years. Okay.
Yeah, the first thing came out in 2011. But yeah, I mean, I like their first 2 records. They're down tempo, and it's not like they put out bangers. But it wasn't like the first 2 records weren't quite as like Pet Soundsy, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
They were a little bit more synthesizer based, but I liked it. And like I said, it's the exact opposite of Kneecap. So I just thought that worked in its own unique way.
Yeah, like Gardens and Villa going on tour with like Belle and Sebastian, like forget it.
Right? That would be great.
Those 2 bands, everyone would just cry their eyes out.
So it'd be so sensitive. Everyone would need a hug.
Yeah, just like I'm gonna take one puff of this clove cigarette and put it out.
Were you a clove cigarette smoker?
I did. We used to put packets of cloves cigarettes out at our shows because we wanted it to smell like a Depeche Mode concert.
So you would hope that somebody would pick it up and light it up?
They all did. Everybody
Yeah?
did. Yeah.
That's fun.
It smelled amazing in there because of the clove cigarettes.
Yeah, I had friends in high school who did, but I didn't.
I don't know.
I was still kind of a goody two shoes back then.
I'll tell you what, you wanna, it's like one of those beers that you're like, man, this is great, and then you try a second one. Like a really good,
you definitely don't want to chain smoke
like a
cloves.
stout. Like you can have one. Let's calm it down after that.
When was the last time you had a clove cigarette?
Oh, it was probably 1993.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've never gone back to that well.
No, but I would. If someone offered it to me. I don't notice them around.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Yeah, it was like if you were at a record store, the only cigarettes they had were clove cigarettes, right?
I don't know.
If you were at the cool record store.
Well, maybe next time you and I get together, we'll listen to Black Celebration and we'll smoke some clove cigarettes.
Man, good times, right?
Good times. I did not smoke cloves in California, but I did smoke some other things. And I got to tell you, it still trips me out that whenever you go somewhere where it is not only legal, but it's just not a big deal at all. Mm-hmm. Just people just fire it up anywhere.
Oh, yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah.
I am in a I wouldn't say it's a small country town because it's one of the biggest universities in the nation.
Yeah, and it's grown a lot, but still, it's a small town.
Pretty much everywhere you go, at some point, someone is smoking weed.
You smell it.
All the time. And,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I mean, I don't care. Like, let's go. But
Well, I think the driver who delivered my margs tonight was firing up in the car.
was he loud? That's what we call it when you smell like you're loud.
Yeah. And their car was loud as well.
Wow, good. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's better than drinking.
That's right, kids.
So it's probably better to do both.
Yeah. Or you can drink your weed.
Like you're doing.
Like I'm doing right now.
How's that going for you? How is that stuff? Like, do you feel more of like a weed thing or a drunk thing?
It's kind of like an in-between thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I finished it. So if I sound like I'm wasted, I'm one swirl and one TBD in. I do have one more swirl in the freezer, so I might go get that here in a minute.
You got a swirl in the freezer?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Golly, man.
Came in a little Ziploc.
God, COVID was great.
Yeah. Aside from all the people that died, the fact that it got us to go margaritas kind of almost made it worth it.
Is it an even Steven on that?
I mean, it depends on if you knew anyone who died.
Mm-hmm.
But if not,
even then, is it sort of like
how were they old already, or
man, margaritas? Like, where are we on this? Have we gone too far? Is this where we've gone too far?
what, just now?
Yeah, like, is this?
Well, let's just say that COVID bad, but
Margaritas good.
if you're going to survive a pandemic, you deserve to go margaritas.
Yes.
It's our reward.
It's best if I not say anything at all, and we play the next song.
Okay.
And I want to get your vibe off of this, because I caught a vibe off of it right away.
Do you even want to tell me what it is?
It's called Early Edison. Do you know who that is?
That's the band?
Yeah. Well,
No.
it's a dude, but he calls it Early Edison. He's not that.
Like Thomas Edison?
I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, Dave. I don't want to let things out.
Okay, and what's the name of the jam?
10 Hours to Kill.
Love
And this
it.
is good for you because of flights and stuff. So, here we go. Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready.
She said she had to fly back home to do a thing or two. We didn't really know each other, but she said I gotta be with you. 'Cause I need someone to make me laugh. I need someone to let me cry. I need someone who doesn't ask the questions I don't like. So bring me all your magic and bring me all your pills. I've got a first class ticket at 9 a.m. and I've got 10 hours. I've got 10 hours. 'Cause I need someone to make me laugh. I need someone to let me cry. I need someone who didn't know my brother died last night. So bring me all your magic and bring me all your pills. I've got a first class ticket. I got 10 hours. I've got 10 hours to kill. To kill. To kill. She says she had to fly back home to do a thing or two.
Okay, where are you at on that?
That was good. It hit me with that my brother died last night line. I wasn't expecting that. Like, so is he going to the funeral? What is he going home? Like, it just throws a whole different twist on the song.
Yeah, and he's got 10 hours to kill.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what it reminds me of, and the only thing I could really come up with is it, in a weird way, reminded me of Pete Yorn.
Okay, there's
just because of the big chorus and the power pop aspect of it.
Yeah. So when I first heard this, all I thought was Bob Mould.
Okay, yeah, I see that too.
Like Sugar and stuff like that. And the guy that started off with it, like that, I don't know if he did this record. Like I couldn't tell on his bio thing, but the guy that did some Bob Mould records and stuff, and like Smithereens and people like that, those are the guys that did his stuff.
Like produced it?
Yeah, recorded it. I don't know who produced. Like he might have produced it, but you know what I mean. Recorded it, made it sound that way. But that's, when you look at it, and all I thought was immediately like, man, he sounds like Bob Mould. But that's what it sounds like. It's like a weird Sugar song.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's all the critics and everybody just love him to death. So he's a new thing.
And he's a one-man show, or does he have a band?
He has a band, but he is Tom Ashton. Just calls himself Early Edison.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I thought that would be sort of random after the other thing I played. Like, I wouldn't say it's polar opposites like you did, but it's, it's like a 90s, it's like a mid-90s power pop thing.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed that. And I think we had a really bizarre cross-section, but I think it in a strange way all worked together.
Yeah. Okay, let's this is where we need to stop.
It is the end of the pod, and I am getting dangerously wasted, so we probably do need to wrap this up.
Okay, are we playing the same one, or do you want to hear the boy song?
Yeah, do the boy thing.
This one, I feel like this is kind of more your song.
Uh-huh. You know me so well.
I wanna be where the boys are, but I'm not allowed.
This was me at training camp. I was where the boys were.
Them to all come out.
This has been Htwow episode 83, by the way. The July 2024 episode.
And now it's alright. Now it's alright. Without those boys. Without those boys. I sit home at night. And I play with my toys. I'm not a boy. I'm not a boy.
I love the chimes. I'm a sucker for chimes.
I know.
Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for listening to our selections this month. Early Edison, Garns and Bella, Somersault, and Kneecap. One of these don't belong. But seriously, check out the Kneecap trailer. I think this is going to be a surprise hit. I think it's going to be worth checking out. Please tell a friend about this pod, and we're going to try and turn around August real quick and get back on track for September. So we'll see you soon. Goodbye. Yay.